Hi guys, the Kitchen Fairy here with Hive and YouTube, and today this is still 30 days of Indonesia, and today we are back to Indonesian recipe, and this time is cookies again, and it's called Nastar or Pineapple Tart. The cookies is very famous throughout Southeast Asian countries, and it is China origin. They are shaped in many styles of leaves or round or flowers or even squares. They are just so pretty and so delicious. And of course, in the center is always pineapple jam, but it is homemade pineapple jam instead the one that you can find in Canadian stores. They are just totally different. Mine is a bit pale because it is not brushed with any egg yolk or any food coloring or any sugar solution on the top. I leave it as is. I shared the recipe before, about maybe the first year I was on Steam It. Yeah, 3 years ago, and I shaped them into leaves and I topped them with sugar solution to make it to have those nice browning color on top. But this year I left them as is without any topping, and the recipe of course a bit different from 3 years ago. I keep developing the recipes of mine, of course. Anyways, check out the full video. This is pineapple tart, Nastar from Indonesia. So for the filling, skin and wash one ripe pineapple, and then we're gonna grate it. You can actually use a blender, which I have done it before, but the jam become too smooth. While in Indonesia, we like it when there's like some kind of texture, like fiber in the jam, so we grate them instead, blendering it. So this is the texture that you want, that I said fibery. When I made it like this, my youngest doesn't really want it because it's not smooth for him. So when I make especially for him, it will be blender, but this year I want to make that is as close as my mom or my sister make at home. So I made the texture or the fiber still there, so I didn't blender it but grate it instead. So now place the grated pineapple in a non-stick pan. Added 1/4 cup of sugar and 1 cinnamon stick, and we're just gonna cook it until no liquid at all. The liquid's absorbed and the color change into brownish. So what we're gonna do, just keep stirring it. At first will be on high heat, and then you can lower it to medium or low heat. But you have to keep stirring it because especially if you're not using non-stick pan, because it will stick to the bottom of your pan and burn for sure. If you like, you can add a pinch of salt to balance the sweetness. As you can see, the liquid is kind of lessened, but you want it to be super thick, super absorbed until you can mold this jam into balls. Now that it's done, we're just gonna let it cool to room temperature before we roll it into marble size or small balls. So what I have here is 1 cup of icing sugar or powdered sugar, and then we're gonna add in 1 cup of vegetable oil. Sorry, you want a vegetable oil that is neutral in flavor. And then we're gonna mix it with my whisk or balloon whisk until totally combined. Now that the icing sugar and vegetable oil are mixed, we're gonna add in 2 cups of all-purpose flour, and then we're gonna knead it. First just mix it, and then we're gonna knead it with our hand until it forms a dough. Once the dough has mixed, add in 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, and we're gonna mix it again or knead it again. Then we're gonna shape it into balls. If you don't feel like kneading with your hand, just use spatula. But in the end, you will still have to dig it once you need to shape them and fill them. Take your prepared pineapple jam, measure by 1 teaspoon, 1 heaping teaspoon, shape them into balls or rounds. With ice cream scoop or cookie scoop, scoop 1 dough and flatten it, and place the filling in the center, and then seam to seal into a round or a ball. Just want to sort of bring all the sides to the center, covering it. In Indonesia, they like to shape it many ways, and the most common shape would be like a leaf. It's so pretty. I tried a couple of times, and they are not just pretty for me. I mean, I couldn't make them pretty. In any South Asian countries or even to China, they can shape it many things, into many things. Some even like almost like a square, while the Malaysian love using a cookie mold like this. This was given to me by my friend Agustin in Magog. Hi Agustin. But today I'm just gonna shape it to round or balls. These cookies are my father's favorite, and my mother would make dozens and dozens, and her shape always so pretty. But one shape that I truly like from her is this round where she brushed egg yolk. I'm not gonna brush these cookies with anything. And then she would pinch in a clove. It makes it prettier, and also it gives some kind of flavor, obviously. So I'm just gonna shape the room round and then place a clove just to make it prettier. Now they're all done. You want to preheat your oven for 350 Fahrenheit. My oven is convection oven, and it has cookies option, so I'm using that. Otherwise you can use regular baking options, and we're gonna try to bake it from 8 to 12 minutes. Now that the oven is ready, again it's 350 preheated oven, 8 to 12 minutes.